channel, stocks and books by Bree, where we talk about buying stocks and dividends dividing and supplemental learning. Want the secret? Gotta read. Here we go over the fundamentals you need to succeed. Major keys, you might get some gems, economic gems. So be sure to go hit subscribe so you can stay linked in.
Hey, what's up, family? My name is Brehon and I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel where we love talking about our personal and financial development. Listen, family, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal week and I hope all of your trades are successful ones. Now, remember, family, when we are winning in the stock market, it's very important to take some of those profits away, especially when we have day trades, we have swing trades, and we have these option plays. You want to be able to take some of those profits away and invest them into solid, fundamentally sound long-term plays. And one of the best ways is by investing long-term in ETFs or index funds. All right. Now, when it comes to, things I talk about on this channel, I only talk about things I own. And so I only talk about things that, if I don't have skin in the game on it, I won't be talking about it. So I only talk about trades I make or companies I do hold or companies I do plan to trade. All right. Now, BATT is the Amplify Lithium and Battery Technology ETF. So I do hold some shares of BATT. All right. Now let's talk about BATT. Now, there is a huge push to get away from fossil fuels. Natural gas, petroleum, oil exploration, going into the ocean and digging into the ocean miles and miles and miles, having oil leak into the ocean. And so these countries are trying to move away from that. They're trying to use advancing technology. Now, in one of the ways that, one of the directions that they're trying to push is solar or lithium technology. All right. Now, this ETF, Amplify Lithium and Battery Technology ETF, is a portfolio of companies generating significant revenue from the development, production, and use of lithium battery technology, including battery storage solutions, battery metals and materials, and electric vehicles. BATT seeks investment results that correspond generally to the EQM Lithium and Battery Technology Index. All right, so this is a great play when it comes to lithium batteries, because we all know with Tesla and NIO and all Fisker and all of these other electric vehicle companies, we are making the transition from gasoline powered vehicles to electrical vehicles. And one of the essential parts of an electric vehicle is the battery. All right. And so, that's the most expensive portion of these Tesla cars. So when you have an issue with the battery, that's going to be your most expensive cost, trying to get that battery replaced. All right. But when you think about NIO, the electric car company, what they're doing is they're going to have battery swap stations. And so when your battery is low, you just take it to a swap station and you're going to get a brand new battery right then and there. And so NIO, which is poised to do some great things just based on that alone, will help save the everyday driver of its vehicles tons of money. All right, they're going to save them tons of money. Now, so let's take a look at this fund here. All right, so when we take a look at the fund details on the left side of the screen here, inception date. This company, this ETF was formed June 6, 2018, which is a fairly young company. So this is still a very, very young ETF. Ticker symbol BATT. All right, it's primarily on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, assets. This is a big one. The assets that it currently has is $213 million, which is great for us because we have an opportunity to own some BATT and we get to ride this thing up to $1 billion, right? We're going to ride this thing up to $1.5 billion. We're going to ride this thing up to $2 billion, okay? Shares outstanding, only 12.1 million shares outstanding. Now, it would be great if the fund did stock splits, but as they continue to only hold 12 million shares, as money come in, as people continue to invest in BATT, the share price will grow significantly due to those small amount of shares. Now, one negative is if the company decides to issue more shares. Now, if they issue more shares, that's going to dilute the share price, but hopefully we won't have no issuing of new shares. Hopefully we'll have stock splits and things of that nature. All right, so the expense ratio. So again, over the total price of the fund, they only charge 0.59%, which is the only fee they charge. Now remember, when we talk about mutual funds, they have a fund manager fee, an active management fee. They're going to have a marketing and advertising fee. And so, man, ultimately, when you're in those mutual funds, the mutual fund holdings or the mutual fund companies ultimately make more money off of your money than you do. All right. So again, exchange funds, exchange transfer funds, ETFs, index funds, they're only going to charge you just one fee. All right. Below that, the number of holdings. So BATT is currently holding 76 stocks within its portfolio. All right. Now let's take a look at the top 10. All right. So the top 10 holdings. Tesla, which is 7.17% of the company. Contemporary, Amper, 6%. BHP, 5.8%. BYD Company, 5.24%. Glencore, 3.3%. We have some NEO in there. MMC, Samsung, LG Chemical, and Ganfeng Lithium. And so again, these companies are geared towards either utilizing the lithium batteries, or companies that are involved with the production, the manufacturing, digging into the earth, taking the lithium out of the earth, separating it, and preparing it for real world use. All right. Now, next, so when we take a look at the industry allocation, so 41% of the fund is invested in companies that pretty much based on manufacturing of the materials. 25% is automobile companies. 19.2 is capital goods. Then you have technology, semiconductors and semiconductor equipment. And then you have consumer durables, you have energy, software services, and retailing. All right, so then these are some of the companies. Top 10 country weights. China. So remember, you think about some of these companies, Samsung, NEO. These are Chinese companies. All right. So and another thing we want to take a look at is the performance. So year to date, the performance is the company is up 13.32%. And so when you take a look at the SPY, the SPY ETF, and many of the index funds over the long term, so when we think about 10, 20 years from now, and we're looking at the average growth of these companies, and when you take a look at the Apple, when you take a look at the long-term growth over a long period of time, the average is going to be 10, 12%. All right. And so just because you make, 100% profit in 1 year, that doesn't mean you're going to make 100% the next year or 100% the following year. It doesn't happen like that in the stock market. And so what we look for long, spread out, continuous growth. And remember, if your funds are growing on average 10% a year, every 7.2 years, your money, the holdings that you hold will double. All right. And so that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. Now, we can get 12% a year, 15% a year. Awesome. All right, but on average, we want at least a minimum of 10%. All right. Now, so when we take a look at this is just a stock chart dating back to 2018, and so remember when the fund initially opened, there was a lot of hype about lithium, right? There's a lot of hype about lithium, and then it eventually died down. So we did have a selling off, and then we had the pandemic hit, and so many companies were negatively impacted by the COVID. But prior to COVID, the prior administration was at war with China, right? And so remember, we have some of these Chinese companies in this portfolio, and so we're going back and forth over the tariffs, trying to figure out, why does China get to ship all of these goods into the United States for free, right? They manufacture all the goods, and they've taken a lot of their jobs from the United States, shipped them over to China. They pay, a person 10% of the salary. They ship them over here. They ship the goods back over here, pay no tariff. So China is just winning all the way around. And so there have been, some debates about that. And so as a result, some of these stocks did struggle. And then you had the coronavirus hit. But since since when was this? March? And so we hit this bottom here. And then since then, man, we've been having a nice upward trend. All right. So we did have a slight pullback here, but for the most part, man, nice, strong, steady upward trend. And that's the type of trend that we're looking for over the next decade. All right. As more Teslas get on the road utilizing these batteries, as more Neo vehicles, more GM, Ford, as these car manufacturers continue developing and using these lithium batteries for their technology, it's going to be a win-win for companies and ETFs like BTT. All right, BTT, take a look at it when you get a chance, family. All right, there are some other companies out there. There are some more older and established ETF funds out there, right? But what would you rather do? Would you rather invest in a ETF with the assets of 200 million and ride that thing up to $1 billion, possibly 5x, or would you rather be in an older established ETF fund with a net assets of $3 billion, right? $3 billion, and over the next 5 or 6 years, possibly get to 3.2 or 3.5, right? So we want the doubles and the triples here, and that's what you're going to get with BTT, right? You're going to get that over the long term as more people begin having exposure to lithium batteries, more people begin to spend and buy more cars. It's going to be a win-win for BTT, okay? Now, family, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Now, if you did, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, buy you some BTT, and keep coming back for more wealth building information. Peace.